crypto more as an investment. So right now in Europe, we're trying to build out something what we call the investment-focused challenger bank. So it has a debit card. You can invest commission-free in cryptos there. You can track your portfolio, you can send cryptos in. You can also invest commission-free in stocks because people do want to diversify away from cryptos as well. They can invest in different crowdfunding stuff. So everything is basically in there. So we want to be, challenger banking market in Europe is growing 50% every year right now.
Really?
So basically, that's kind of the first thing where we see a big problem and we're trying to solve that. So having debit cards out, you can spend investments, whether it's Bitcoin or so on, and you can have different other assets. The end goal is obviously diversify away from this and really build decentralized services and go from investment also to insurance, lending, and so on. But for this, in order to do that, you need to have decentralized identity, decentralized actually banking, and I think that's the next step from the side.
So, when I go back and I look at your white paper, I mean, I'm going to be really honest here because it's fun to be, a little bit controversial because I want to help our listeners and I want our, all the investors who've been involved with Change to hear about this. When I go back and I look at the white paper, what I saw at the time, and I loved the paper, by the way, it was brilliant. And Francisco, right? You're the marketing guy. He's been brilliant throughout, being very responsive, and has been, a great advocate to the company. So we should give him a shout out because he's been a great guy. But one of the things that I noticed in the paper it was a very, retail focused banking paper. It talked about loans. It talked about insurance. It felt like I was signing up to, the first retail bank. What I see right now in terms of what you have is more like light exchange, light trading with some really cool features that I've seen in the app about, do you want to trade in stocks, and do you want to trade in, I think it was an index or something like that. So how do you feel that you're, performing in terms of where you wanted to be on the white paper versus where you are today? Because I think what we want to know as, as investors or as users or as people that are following the project is, what's gotten in the way from delivering those things, and what are you going to do to get back on track so we start to see all those types of retail features?
Yeah. So if I compare us with a lot of ICO companies, I think actually one of the best performing ICO companies. First, I think we've made really prudent financial decisions. So for example, we have liquidated at the right time compared to like a lot of ICOs we've raised like tens of millions of dollars.
Oh yeah.
Also like I consider like also this is a financial side that actually we're focusing on the token. We're building something, what wouldn't be like a 10x token, what just completely tanks right now, and everybody kind of like, so we're trying to work with the community and the regulator to build something what will bring value to the community. So I think like on one side we have performed really good on the financial, or let's say kind of like contributor communication side. In terms of our product, I think, we've done a lot of good things there as well. So we've done the onboarding, successful customer onboarding, what we promised in the white paper. We've done a wallet, what we promised in the white paper. Right now, we actually are testing the card, what we promised in the white paper. So only thing and this is going to be live very soon. I'm very confident in this. So basically, the only thing what right now from the white paper, what is not fulfilled is the marketplace side. What was one of the most exciting things for us as well. And with the marketplace, we understood it's a really large consortium of things, so investment, insurance, and credit. So we started with credit investment because this is what the community was most excited about, especially because and before, we thought, okay, what does this investment marketplace really look like? And, we learned from the community, they don't only want to have cryptos, they want to have cryptos, they want to have stocks, they want to have crowdfunding. So basically, we're building this marketplace now.
Right.
With right now already talks with actually equity license providers as well, so we can actually diversify away from cryptos to also equities. To your question, I think we've fulfilled 3 out of the 4 things already in the white paper. And the marketplace, what is the most time-consuming thing? We started from the first thing. What is the investment marketplace?
Yeah.
In terms of licensing as well, I mean, we're playing in fintech. We already gave in a payment license application, what would allow people to transfer salaries to our account.
Okay, so that's cool, yeah.
What also allows us to hold euros on our account. So basically, we're really kind of like getting this regulatory approvals and clearances as well. The license should come in end of quarter 1. So yeah, I think for the community, what I would like to say is, I think compared to many of the normal startups and comparing to the ICO companies, if you look at what we've done financially with the token, what we've actually delivered in the product, I think we're at a good place, but we do understand people expect even more. And
sure.
That's or 8 different nationalities working here every day and kind of trying to fulfill all of the promises and bring it to kind of a change. I mean, nobody in this office just wants to build an incrementally better product. We want to change the world. We want to look back, and with this community of 5,000 people, we really changed something. And I think we're really on track of doing this.
Yeah, because I think, once you have the cards out, what I would love to see is the travel insurance that goes with it, because there'd be nothing nicer than having the card and the travel insurance. And, there's, when we travel, I mean, one of the things we often run into is, I need to get, insurance for my travel, not just like, for lost luggage, but like real travel insurance that I'm traveling abroad. If I get into trouble or, there's an accident, I need medical care. It's that level of depth in terms of the retail side of things that I think would be a really great, I know it's in the white paper, but it'd be a great value add to really bring that out.
Exactly.
Loans, I mean, loans are messy and people default on them, and it's always a risk to a business. But I mean, they're all part of, a retail service offering, paying bills, paying salaries. I think for me, that's what my hope was, that we start to see. It sounds like you're making progress. I think we just want to see those things coming out. We're excited about it. And I think because 2018 was a bit of a, dare I say, a bit of an epic fail year, where so many projects from 2017 didn't deliver anything. And unfortunately, Wavecrest derailed you guys into the same camp as everybody else. Although I know you guys are working hard, but it's been frustrating to see the nothing delivered in 2018 for ICOs. So I think there's a lot of pressure on now from the communities to see things coming out now.
No, for sure. By the way, Steve, this is an amazing idea, to bundle the insurance with the card as well. So actually, like, I probably, my marketing guys are going to kill me, but actually, like, one of the things what we've been floating around is, that we basically have premium cards, and with the premium cards, we give the insurance right away. And the people who are part of the ICO, basically, they can decide whether they want to get the upside from the company or they just want to have these premium products. So whether they want to, use these coins as payments, or they want to get the upside. So that's where the swap comes in. So
I mean, there's many markets in retail for many types of consumers, right? You have the consumer who just wants to have their salary in, wants to pay their bills, and that's it. And then it goes from there to people that want to go all the way up to various types of insurance, homeowners insurance, travel insurance, director's insurance if you're a director of a company. And you can go to the next level, which is people who want concierge services. And all that stuff can just be bundled into the card services as part of banking services. Exactly.
No, exactly. So insurance is definitely something that, could be really well bundled with the cards. And we're really heavily looking into this, especially with the premium cards. In terms of the loans, so right now we're getting a payment license, what allows us to deal with the euros and get the salaries and so on. I think that's something what we're going to focus on as well. But I think, like, in our target group, the biggest thing is still the investment and, insurance and having this kind of like cards where you can actually spend your investment. So we're going to focus on that as long as the community really demands that. And I know users want that, with loans.
We demand, come on. Give us more, come on.
Yeah. Listen. We're definitely are working on this very hard, and I think one thing what makes us different from a lot of crypto companies, we're really regulatory and compliant as well. So our risk manager actually used to work 10 years for a regulator. So one thing what you haven't seen behind the scenes, because the card issue with the Wavecrest is actually the team we built. Our team is really like I've been to startups before, one peer-to-peer lending company, a startup in Netherlands. I've never worked in a team that good. We have guys who are enthusiasts. We have people from Nigeria, South Africa, Kazakhstan, Portugal, Brazil coming here together. And this is the thing. We're going to try to make more videos. Actually, one team video will come out very soon, what shows our team. This is the thing we've been working on, because when the team is good, we're iterating fast enough on the product. So, you cannot stop it. So
you can't stop a moving train. So that's what you're telling us, right? You're a moving train, and we can't stop you. That's what.
That's right.
Yeah. So with that, so you brought up how we can use euros on it. Do you have plans to then roll it out into other countries, in Asia and in North America, and what's your timeline for the different rollouts?
Yeah. So right now we're really focusing on the European market, but one thing really important to understand is the vision of this global crypto bank or this global financial services marketplace, you need to have a payment method for this. Right. So if you can right now pay everywhere in Bitcoin, there wouldn't be any problem with the marketplace because all the services will already be built on this. Why it's not? Because you still need to have something you pay with.
Right.
So now, as a company, we're gonna are having the issue that you cannot have the Visa or MasterCard basically arrangement in each of the countries from day one because you need to work with integrators or Visa, MasterCard directly to basically build these relationships.
Yeah.
So right now we chose just the biggest kind of a playing hub. What is Europe? 500 billion people in one jurisdiction. We want to try it out so they can pay, in the future with all of these different assets, and we can build this marketplace and different services on top of this. If this works, it's easy to scale up. Some of the other crypto cards or like crypto-friendly cards, what are out there, they have taken this approach that they just launch everywhere. They have the integration everywhere. But I don't think as a startup entrepreneur, I don't think it's the smartest thing because you need to find where the product market fit is.
Mm-hmm.
And then you need to start scaling it up. Everybody's already scaling it up because they raised $30 million. This is not how you wisely run a startup.
Well, the biggest problem you're going to have with the U.S. is the license remittance per state.
Exactly.
Because you've got 50 states and all of them have their own, legal restrictions. So anyway,
exactly.
There are ways to solve that. I'll tell you about that offline if you'd like.
Yeah,
Cool.
exactly. Exactly. US is somewhat like a mess, right? Because look, like the statements what SEC has been giving out, I think they are not as crypto friendly as us. For example,
right.
If you look at the social feed of Change, for example, just last week for Estonian Parliament, Estonian politicians, global blockchain business council was there in Estonian Parliament.
Amazing.
Change was invited to European Parliament 2 months ago, or a bit further down, what is also in our social media. People want to talk about these kind of topics in Europe. If you look at US, they're all conservative. We don't want to talk about it. Blockchain.
It's really true that the U.S. is falling behind in tech, not because of Silicon Valley, but because of SEC and Treasury and other parts of the U.S. government and the politicians themselves who just don't know what's going on, and they're bewildered by this sudden movement that's a global phenomenon, and it's just caught them with their pants down, which is not a very pleasant thought. Pull your pants up, but let's get going in America.
No, exactly. You're right. But to be honest, to answer your question, we do want to go outside, and we know we have a lot of community outside as well. But just bear with us because we want to try out some things in this 500 million kind of a sandbox, as you may. And then
we will personally volunteer to be part of your sandbox trial users. Definitely. And we will document our experiences here on the show and let you and other people know how things are going and what's working and what's not. Because what's better than actually people who would try the cards out and use them.
Exactly. So, for example, this card in Europe, you can already sign up. So if you sign up now, you can actually, we can ship you the cards already in the first half of the year. So if not earlier. So yeah, for all the Europeans out there in our community, just sign up with
Fantastic.
Great. Thank you.
So we had a lot more questions, but of course we want to be conscious of the time. So I think if it's okay with you, we'd like to have you come back. Maybe in 1 or 2 months' time when your card is out, and then we can ask you a whole string of other questions that we've got, because I know there's always more to ask than there is for time. How does that sound for you?
This sounds good. We always want to be really open with this, and what I would encourage the community to do is try to imagine what kind of a decentralized kind of a bank would look like, and just give us feedback as well. This is our end vision, to build something really global. And Europe is just a test bed. So if you have feedback, let us know. And if you also have feedback about our, one of the first equity-like token swaps in the world, so then let us know about this as well. This is a community-driven thing. Our company was born on the internet, literally. So we also want to run the company with you. So thanks a lot for the support. And Steve, Yuri, thanks a lot for having me here.
Yeah, great pleasure. So what we'll do is we'll also put the links to Change in the description below. But for those who are listening on Spotify, Kristjan, why don't you just tell everybody what the URL is to find you on Change and where they can download your app?
Yeah. So they can go to getchange.com. So basically that's our main website, and getchangecard.com is where you can sign up for the card waiting list.
Fantastic.
So, and obviously we have a Telegram group as well, which is really active, and our community is really giving us valuable support. So feel free to be part of this as well.
And what's the Telegram handle?
I think that could be in the description below. But
that's fine. We'll put that out there for you. Perfect.
We're definitely gonna change the world.
Kristjan.